I am back after a long hiatus. Not that there was really anyone to disappear from. I started this channel early last year and then immediately got caught up of things. But everything has changed since then, and I really felt like I should reintroduce this for no one other than myself. And that's the first thing I want to start with. For a long time, I was hesitant to really get serious about social media stuff or YouTube or creating my own content because the first instinct that I have is to say, well, who cares? And the answer to that question, the only answer that matters to that question is I care. I want to do this stuff for myself, regardless of who watches. And so even though this channel at the time recording has 3 subscribers and no view has over 20 views, not that I really promoted the channel at all, I wasn't at that stage yet, but like, I realized I didn't disappear to anyone except for myself. And a lot has happened over the course of this year, and I'm proud of a lot of the things that I have done. However, one thing that was missing was this, because when I started this at the beginning of last year, I had this vision for the type of stuff I wanted to create, type of content I wanted to do, my independent creative output, and it is the one thing that this year I have solely neglected, and it's one of the biggest regrets I have from this past year that is 2021. And so I am here now to reintroduce this channel and to come back, talk about the most transformative year of my life, and also talk about what I want to do in the future. If nothing else, this will act as a public journal that I keep that is helpful for me to get my own thoughts across and organize things and have this set thing that I do to kind of keep me honest with myself. And if at the very best, people will look back on this video 5 years from now after I'm like accomplished a bunch and be like, these early videos were quaint. And regardless of which outcome it is, this is something I want to be doing, and so I'm back doing it. So the first thing is that there were a lot of videos recorded at the beginning of this year that I never got around to editing, that I will finish editing, and those will go up. So there's going to be a lot of videos that go up that were shot in January, and some shot even earlier than that, and I look completely different. That is one of my favorite accomplishments of this year, is that I finally got serious about the gym. I started getting in better shape, and I changed my look a little bit. So I look very different in those old videos, and I didn't notice just how much until I sat down and started actually going through the editing process and editing those videos, because I still wanted to get them out, even though some of them might not be quite as relevant anymore. So the first major thing that's going to go up is those old videos, which are primarily Earth 2 videos. And I want to say that I called it so hard. Not Earth 2 specifically, because I got to do a lot more research to find out exactly how much of Earth 2 has changed, how much has progressed. But Earth 2 is a metaverse platform, and it is run on a blockchain. It is a .io. And now fast forward to the end of this year, I was super right. Like, metaverses in general have blown up. We're talking about Sandbox, we're talking about Decentraland, and I think Earth 2 has been absent from a lot of that conversation, but it is a metaverse that is blossoming into what will be a massive market, and everything that I said about Earth 2 as to why I believed in the project is true for these metaverse projects. So that's first and foremost. Now, after I get all those old videos out, new Earth 2 videos will still be made. So there is going to be a lot more content there. I'm going to catch everyone up, and I'm also going to talk about some other metaverse stuff. And not just metaverse, I'm going to be talking about a lot of other crypto projects and NFT projects. I'm going to start a video series called the Cryptochronicles, which kind of takes you through my crypto journey. I'm going to also talk about NFTs in that same space and things like that, because it's a huge market that I think is only going to become bigger and bigger and bigger. And you'd be a fool not to get into this stuff now, right? And so we're all super early into it, and I'm learning, and I think it would be a valuable process to come and learn along with me, and to see that process in maybe other people who are just starting out, who want to kind of learn with me, can get value with those videos. And if not, hopefully it's fun. And again, it acts as a journal for myself too. That's another thing. Like, I am a big fan of the media space that we have been moving into for years, where people are just very publicly online, and there is sort of this living documentation about people's lives. I think it's fascinating, and I think it's like, a lot of people think that social media is pulling us farther apart. I think it's pulling us closer together. I get a lot of enjoyment and comfort out of following some of my favorite social media influencers or content creators or whatever you call it, and I just like put on their videos like while I'm cleaning and stuff like that. And I don't know if I'll ever be that to someone else, but if I am enjoying the content that they're creating, and I think that I could also create compelling, engaging, and relatable content, then I'm gonna try, right? All I've ever wanted to do, and all I've ever wanted to be, is an artist, a content creator. I want to just create things. I get so much enjoyment out of this, out of just talking on a camera, out of doing a podcast, out of doing all this stuff. And if I'm enjoying doing it, maybe someone will enjoy watching it. And if not, it doesn't matter. It's not really for them. It's for me. And so I want to talk a little bit about this year, and a little bit about like why I've been so absent after I started this. Because like I said at the top, this has been one of the most transformative, most important years of my life. This is where I feel like my career is really like started to actually take off in a meaningful way. And that's not to discredit anything else that's happened in years past. Like, I think every year that I have been in, from the first year I started college to right now, was building upon this path for the career that I want. But this was the year where everything kind of started to fully come together. And so the first thing that took me away from creating a lot of my own content was I got hired to do a lot of producing on other people's stuff. And they were great opportunities, and they paid, and it helped expand my network. It helped expand my skill set. It gave me valuable experience. I would have been stupid to not take these opportunities. And a lot of them I can't even like talk about specifically because of NDA and things like that. But basically at the beginning of this year, January and February, I got hired to produce content for this store in LA. And that contract got the attention of a film producer who was trying to put together a sizzle reel for an upcoming project that he had. And so I got hired on as a producer for that, and I got to meet a lot of really great people. I got to really like, it was the first project that I worked on that I truly felt like I am in the mix of Hollywood. I am in the mix of important things that are going on around me. And I came out of that with a lot of drive, ambition, and I mean, this was a lot of firsts for me. It was the first time meeting a lot of like famous people and pseudo-famous people, and it was we had a wrap party for the sizzle reel that we produced on a yacht. It was my first time ever on a yacht. Like, a lot of really big things happened at the beginning of the year that really set up the rest of the year. And from there, I went on to produce a bunch of music videos and other things like that just, it took up an exorbitant amount of my time. And then also my social network exploded around this time, and I have met some of the best friends I've ever had this year. I have been so fortunate to meet a bunch of wonderful, wonderful people throughout this year. And then in the back half, like post-summer, I decided that I've gotten a lot of value out of producing, but I really want to focus back on what I really, really love, which is acting, writing, and producing content for myself. And so I started booking different acting roles and stuff. A lot of them, admittedly, for people that were already in my network who wanted to work with me already. But there's other really cool things that are not out yet that I can't quite talk about that are a little bit bigger and stuff. So I'm very excited for those. I've been making friends with other content creators and stuff, so I have other collaborations with them in the works. I also was able to acquire a lot of valuable film equipment so that I can start producing a lot of my own content. And so I wrote and acted in a short that I'm really proud of. It's a comedic short that I think is going to turn out great. I'm waiting for it to be edited right now and then color corrected, and that will be out soon. I've been writing a lot more stuff, and I have a lot more to come. And it's been a year of building. And after a year of all this building, it's time to get back on a camera and just go back to the mantra that I started this year with. The mantra that I started this year with was everything is content. And I kind of dropped that at some point because I got so wrapped up in all these contracts I got hired for. But I meant it when I said it, and I need to bring it back. Everything is content. In a world where independent content creation has become such a large industry, I would be a fool to not try to make content out of the things I'm already doing, because I'm having fun doing them. And I am the most happy when I'm in front of a camera and I am allowing what I do to be content. It gives me a lot of joy, and I want to actually start making a business and living out of that. There are hundreds, thousands of people who make a living doing content, and I feel like I could be one of them because it's what I truly enjoy, and it is something that like I should have started doing a long time ago. Now look, there are a lot of other things I'm passionate about too. I'm still working on a game in my free time. I'm obviously writing a lot. I have a lot of interest in traditional media like television and movies and video games and things like that. But I've grown to really love social media. I've grown to really love independent content creation, and I want to start doing a lot more of that. Talking about some of the other big things that I've been involved with this year, my friends and I successfully launched a podcast called Film History, the History of Film. You can check it out on all streaming platforms. It has been a blast to do. We've gotten great numbers out the gate, and we're already making money off sponsorship deals from that. So that's something I'm incredibly passionate about, happy about, and excited about in the future. And then I also finally launched my clothing line, Raging 20s. It's a kind of take on we're back in the 20s again, right? And so I want to take some of the elements of the 1920s and bring them into the modern day and kind of merge the old with the new into a lifestyle brand that I'm starting with some basically very simple clothing things, but I have a big roadmap in my head for where I want to take this brand, and so it's something that I chip away at a little bit in my free time, but I'm going to get a lot more serious about in 2022, and you can check out the link in the description if you want to check out the merch, and hopefully buy some if you like it. I started getting serious about TikTok this year. It took me a while to kind of figure out the content I want to make on TikTok, but I'm finding my footing, and I've had what I consider a humbling amount of success out the gate, considering I haven't really marketed it at all, just the amount of followers that I've been getting at the rate I've been getting them, the views, the content, the comments. It's far from anything earth-shattering, but to me it means that there are strangers out there who are enjoying what I'm making and enjoying the things I have to say, and that means the world to me, and that also lets me know I'm going down the right path. So yeah, 2022 is going to be a big year. 2021 was the year where everything started to come together, and 2022 is going to be the year where everything takes the fuck off. So hopefully you enjoy the older videos I'm going to be uploading. I want to try and compile everything that I'm proud of from the past many years of content creation and house them all on this channel, because this going forward is going to be me. The channel is called Drake Cummings because it is a representation of myself, and I'm going to be my own brand moving forward, and I'm going to all my social medias are my name. I want my brand to be me because I believe in myself and I believe in my talents, and that's not something I'm saying to be narcissistic or condescending. It's just I'm finally ready to make the step that I need to make to be the artist that I want to be, and we're going to keep this confidence going all the way, until the heat death of the universe. No matter when you find this video, no matter when you find this channel, no matter when you find me, thank you so much. And that extends to the podcast. That extends to everything I do. and I want to be doing it. And so I'm excited to be back at this desk. I'm excited to be back on this camera. I'm excited to be posting again. And it's not stopping this time. I promise it's not stopping this time. Unless I get cast in a major movie and it just, my career takes a massive leap forward and skips a couple steps. This is not stopping again anytime soon. And so thank you for being a part of it. And let's have a great year.